Okay, hello everyone. My name is Zahra and I'm from TBI too. And today's I will talk about formal and informal. So for the basic speaking homework. Thank you. Okay, you guys probably already hear right about the formal and informal. So what is this formal informal is? So actually formal and informal is two different style of communication that we often use or maybe people use for maybe communication or maybe writing or something. So for the example is that formal language is often used for the professional things like when you talk to your boss or maybe making some paper or maybe making thesis and then or maybe sometimes it could be that in the how can I say it from it's like in the book like this but English but it have how can it's hard to say it have specific genre like English classics, so that's how you use formal language. And for the informal language is that is often when we talk to other people or maybe talk to our friends within our age, like, and for example like I do right now. Yes, that's what I do right now. I kinda talk with informal with you guys. Okay, that is my a little bit explanation my explanation about formal and informal language. Thank you. Okay, now I will talk about the difference about formal language and informal language. So actually I have this how can I say it, not yeah, because I'm not really remember or maybe memorizing about this difference, so I will read it out loud for you guys. So formal language is uses standard English. They basically is use how can I say like grammar, yeah. The grammar that formal language use is really it's really perfect for me. It's not always perfect, but the grammar is just perfect for me in my opinion, because I read some of this book that has the formal language in it. And two is formal language is more complex has more complex sentence structure. Yes, so like I said earlier is that formal language is often used for novels with specific genre like English classic, or maybe use it for journal or maybe papers or maybe thesis, or maybe when you talk with your boss, when you talk with your teacher, or maybe talk with your how can I say it, and blah blah blah, yeah. So when we use formal language in that specific circumstance, yeah, there's some complex sentence or maybe complex word that in that journal or maybe novel and blah blah blah. So that's why, like this is said, that for formal language has more complex sentence structure than informal language, because informal language is just a simple talk that we use with our friends so that we can so that our friends can how can I say it, can know better about it. Like It's not actually for the academics or maybe for the and for the professional things. It just, the informal language is more personal than formal language, because formal language is used for professional thing. And three is formal language is infrequent use of personal pronouns. So actually, when informal language is if you use informal language in the, how can I say, in the daily life, we often use like I, maybe, and maybe, I, we, and etc. Yeah, and but in the formal language, it's infrequent. It's really rare that I or maybe we is used, because it's a formal thing, it's a professional thing. That's why we don't because that's why it's infrequent to use of personal pronouns. And four is formal language lack of colloquial or maybe slang terms. Yeah, we just imagine that when you talk with your boss or maybe talk with your lecturer, and then you say the slang word like damn or maybe and the teeth. No, because as I said, formal language is a professional thing. You have to be professional. You can't sleep at slang words when you work or maybe when you talk to your lecturer. Okay. And for informal language is first is that it allows the use non-standard English forms. Like I said earlier, is that formal language use standard English, so it's have to be how can I say it? We learn about the basic grammar, and also in the basic writing we also learn about basic grammar, because it's for the professional thing. It's we need the grammar, so we can write secara yang benar gitu. And but in the informal language we don't have to nurut, yeah, we don't have to see, we don't have to be, the grammar is not has to be perfect. It can be amburadul or maybe not really perfect or something, or maybe there's something in it that we don't put or something. Yeah, so informal language, it's not always have to be have the grammar, have the perfect grammar. So when you talk to your friends or maybe talk to your bestie or maybe your brother or maybe your sister, little sister, you can use non-standard English, because it's informal. It's more personal than formal language. Two is that informal language uses colloquial vocabulary. So, and three, informal language typically shorter sentence structure. So, how can I say it? You know about syntax, right? You know about syntax. So in the informal language, we don't need that a perfect syntax or maybe a perfect grammar, or maybe we have like in the informal language we don't have to this sentence is don't have to be always has an adjective, or maybe has an verbs, or maybe has an conjunction or etc. Yeah, that's why it is said that informal language typically shorter sentence structure than the formal language. And the last one from informal language is that informal language allows that use of contraction. Yeah, that's my explanation about what is the difference between formal and informal speaking, or maybe formal and informal language. Okay, thanks. Okay, that's all from me about the formal and informal language explanation. Thank you very much for your attention and for watching my video. And that's all. Bye bye.